This spirited man edits his videos with Final Cut Pro 10. The first shot he imports into Final Cut Pro 10 determines the audio and video format for the entire project. That's how Final Cut Pro 10 does it. If the first imported shot was shot in 1920 by 1080 at 23.98 frames per second and 40 kilohertz audio, then the entire project will be formatted in 1920 by 1080 at 23.98 FPS and 40 kilohertz audio. In other words, the first shot sets the standard. For every one of these videos, this spirited man has used the same shot to set the standard. You never see this standard setting shot because once the standard has been set, this spirited man deletes it and gets on with the edit. But each one of these videos, during the edit, starts with Shelly. Last Tuesday, Shelly had an idea for an episode. Let's fix his busted air compressor hoses.
Thanks for coming. So here's my problem.
Air compressor hoses bust. This particular air compressor company's warranty and customer service were so good that they had sent Shelly entirely new air compressors after he'd simply busted the hose. Why not just make a hose repair kit? Well, because so few folks are handy enough for repair kits these days. This was one of those rare, straightforward fixes that take only about 20 minutes.
It's like a razor, this thing.
Turned out that this spirited man needed to pack only this little hose clamp. Shelly had an entire workshop full of perfectly organized tools and supplies, including these beautiful Swiss-made screwdrivers. Well, 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 my goodness. Shelly don't need these tools. He's a retired lawyer. He has them because, well, because Shelly is a spirited man.
I have another idea to fit in there.
I'm gonna just cut this. Okay, so I'm gonna Dremel. I'll smooth this a little bit. I'm not gonna Dremel it all the way off, Shelly, so I'll give you a little. The first order of business after fixing the compressor was to top off the tire pressure on Claudia's badass truck. Not Shelly's truck, Claudia's truck. This is the type of man Shelly is, what we call a mensche. A man who takes care of his business and takes care of others. When this spirited man asked Shelly for a tour of his newly renovated house, what this spirited man would call a jewel box, Shelly pointed out certain details and would say, so Claudia can this, and so Claudia doesn't have to that. Claudia is Shelly's wife and the love of his life. she'll get her own video. She's too much to share this one. See that dog, Mac? See how well disciplined and well behaved he is? As this camera rolls, two men are eating roast beef sandwiches about 8 feet away from Mac. Does he beg? No. Know why? Because Mac is Shelly's dog, and Shelly told him not to. One of the reasons Shelly got Mac is to protect Claudia on the rare occasions when Shelly ain't around her. When it came to the second broken compressor hose, Shelly said, "Don't worry about it. I can fix that one myself." So what's this shot from, anyway? Where does it come from? It's an outtake from a short film that Claudia, Mac, and Shelly helped make and saved from being shut down. It's called Paradox Bullets. Go watch it. It's good. Written by the artist Tom Sachs and this spirited man. Starring the artist Ed Ruscha and narrated by Werner Herzog. But saved by Shelly, Claudia, and Mac. When a cop showed up on the set, presumably to shut the production down for shooting on public roads without a permit, Claudia and Mac charmed that idea right out of the cop's head. Mac was a puppy at the time, and it turned out that the cop bred German Shepherds. Shelly was Ed Ruscha's double. Ruscha could only shoot for 3 hours, so Shelly doubled for him for 3 days of shooting. Walking across the desert, jacking up the car. They call it movie magic. So, sitting in his studio, thinking about the big story that this little story about the air compressor may be trying to tell, this spirited man thinks that maybe, out of the tens of thousands of shots he could have chosen to set the standard for his little videos, maybe he subconsciously chose the shot of Shelly because to him, to this spirited man, Shelly is the standard. The kind of man he hopes, with work, he can one day turn out to be himself. All right, go ahead.
You need a clapboard or?
Oh yeah, no, sorry.